Hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Live with Empowered Body, Mind, Soul. We're live with a new episode of Doctor Meets Healer. So, as you're going to be joining in, please leave in the chat with a hi, your name, where you're from. And if you're somebody who's new to the Empowered Body, Mind, Soul community, welcome. And for those of you who've already been a part of it, welcome back. Empowered Body, Mind, Soul always thrives and strives to get you the best content, the best information that will guide you in living a happy, healthy, prosperous life in your body, in your mind, and in your soul. And that's why we're here with the Doctor Meets Healer series. I am Manali Mehta. I am a healer, I am a trainer, and I'm a life coach. So, when I come to the Doctor Meets Healer series, I come from the perspective of how you can work on your mind and your emotions for a better health. And the series was started all because of Dr. Harshita, because she wanted to create the right blend and amalgamation of the medical aspect of our body with the emotional and psychological or spiritual aspect of our body. So, on that note, Harshita, why don't you introduce yourself so that we can go ahead?
Thank you, Manali. Just before I'm introducing myself, wanted to know in chat if Manali and I am clearly audible and you can hear us. In case we are not, do let us know. We'll switch our networks.
Yes.
So I'm Dr. Harshita. I am a conventional modern medicine doctor who then started going in uploading. Manali, I think you'll have to put yourself on mute. Yeah. Thanks, Bhavini, for that. So, typical conventional modern medicine doctor, but over the years, I started blending different other healing sciences to create a more personalized approach as I realized one shoe does not fit all, and there is room for everything, especially blended things. So, especially today's topic is very dear to me because this has actually changed my perspective and direction towards my career. Oh, many of you do not know, but I am somebody who used to have cold every other day. At that time, I used to think it's mainly because of the allergy to dust and pollen. This is something common you'll hear from Bangaloreans that we're allergic to dust and pollen, and that's why we have these flare ups. And I used to like end up sneezing 17 times in a day, have to have stuffy nose, looking red like a joker. But when I actually started on my more healing journey, that's when I realized that along with this, what was actually affecting me was I did not like changes. So the moment there was any change, like from a non-AC to getting into an AC room, currently from 2 days, Bangalore's climate is fluctuating a lot. It's changing a lot. We're actually entering the monsoon. So you can still see a slight bit of cold in me. So any change actually used to lead these symptoms to me. And as I started working on that, my intensity and frequency actually reduced. And now I'm more adaptable to change. If this was me some years ago, this climate, I would be with like stuffed up nose, running eyes, sneezing continuously. But now I'm all good doing a live on topic of allergy management. So let me excitedly share what are we going to cover in today's topic. We'll go ahead with first understanding allergy from perspective of a healer, and then we secondly understand how to diagnose allergy because this is one of the most undiagnosed and misunderstood concept. And finally you'll get a blend approach of both so that you can know the solution of not just managing allergies but also being able to reverse it. So how many of you are excited to know how allergies connected to anxiety and other emotions? Type a C in the chat. Manali, let's reveal the secret to them. You have to unmute yourself, Manali.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've already chalked out the agenda for you. So let's get into understanding allergies, right? If you look at an allergy in a generic sense, it is your body reacting and rejecting or repelling something that it does not like, right? So that's the same context that you need to apply when you're looking at an allergy from an emotional and mental point of view. Okay. When something is wrong in your environment. When a person or a group of people make you feel extremely uncomfortable, a situation makes you feel anxious, nervous, unsure of yourself, right? Or even like humans or animals, right? Just being in their presence brings out a lot of fears in you, a lot of discomfort in you. Emotionally and mentally, there is a lot of discomfort, and that discomfort is considered as poison to the body, and that's why it gets converted into an allergic reaction. So pause and in the chat quickly type out what kind of allergies do you have, or what kind of allergies have you seen in the people around you, so that we can give you the specific tips which can support you in removing those allergies for a healthy lifestyle. And while you're doing that, Harshita, why don't you go ahead and explain it from the medical point of view?
I just love the words you used of reaction, because that's exactly what's happening physically to you. Body is understanding something as so-called allergen, which is in our words poison, foreign, dangerous. And that's when body actually reacts to it by activating its soldier cells. The soldier cells, which are in our body everywhere, they get activated, they get alerted as soon as allergen comes in our body, and they activate the missiles, the so-called antibodies, which actually go ahead and fight with the allergens. And that's what is happening internally to us. But while this is happening internally, we'll of course not able to see this, but externally our body is giving us cues. That's in the form of our symptoms. Like for example, many of you mentioned actually food allergies. So when you ingest something like dairy, gluten, peanuts, egg, these are the most commonest food allergens. Your digestive system actually goes into fight mode. So you'll have symptoms like stomach pain, vomiting, diarrhea, loose motions, these kind of things. Second most commonest allergy is environmental allergy. Like I had earlier, dust, pollen, dander. You can actually see seasonal flare-ups of, especially in these kind of season. When you have these kind of allergy, it directly acts on your respiratory system. So you will actually see running nose, itchiness in the nose, stuffed up nose, lot of sneezing. So your symptoms are also based on actually each system. Then when you have allergies basically of medicine, it can act on any part of the body. It can go into a very emergency situation also, which will come to later on. And fourth most commonest is basically any kind of contact which is leading to allergy, like an insect bite, latex. Some people are even allergic to certain kind of clothing material. So those allergy lead to different kinds of skin symptoms like rashes, itchiness of the skin. So your symptoms are very much connected to the system which is getting triggered, where the allergen is actually going and sitting. It's making it its home. So those are the cues you should always be looking up, because that's how body is externally giving you cues. You cannot internally know that the body is actually fighting, but externally this is the cues you're getting. To know internally, we have our lab test, because these lab tests are actually very important. What actually happens is this, like I said in the beginning, allergy is something which is actually almost misdiagnosed. It goes unsung for many years. Only when all other diagnoses are like not working in your favor, that's when somebody thinks of allergy. But that should not be the case. You should always know how it's actually happening. So one simple test, we always get our complete blood count done in our normal annual routine checkup done. So in that, if your eosinophil cells are high, you will usually notice that if you have a cold that day and you've given your blood samples, your eosinophil counts will be slightly on the higher side. That's one of your initial and first indication that you have something like allergy. Then next two, which are also included in our routine checkups, are ESR and CRP. These two tests actually indicate that your body has allergy for a long time, because it's constantly in fighting mode. We call that word as inflammation, that your body is like kind of hot, red, and it's constantly in fight mode. That's why ESR and CRP is high. These three are the basic tests. Two more tests which can actually get included. One definitely is the IgE test. When you get an IgE test, you will actually know that the antibodies are high. So that's a very specific test to allergic reaction. Second test to know what are you allergic to. When many people do not know what they're allergic to, and they're not able to figure it out by themselves or with the support of the doctor, then this test becomes necessary, which is the allergens profile test, where all the list of about 57 to 102 allergies you get tested for, and then you know which all you're allergic to, which all you're not. So these are like the basic tests you can get it done. The first three are to include it in your annual health checkup. So just see if they're high or not. The fourth one is something you can consciously add if you think you have certain symptoms, like we just said. And the fifth one is the last option, which if a doctor thinks is required, will go ahead and prescribe these tests to you. So that's how you actually get to know how body is reacting internally. While we're knowing this, why don't you type in the chat if you've ever got any allergen profile test done and what were the things you got listed to? Because I can see certain things like egg, polyester, and all of it. I would still want to know what all are the other triggers you all have, because these triggers will let us know how to really give you your solution more personalized. While you're typing that, Manali, let's go into more details of how really we can go into the depth from healer's perspective.
Right. So, just to take it one step deeper, all right, whenever you experience an allergic reaction, it just goes back to look at the word, what do you dislike in your environment, or what are you currently disliking what is around you. Okay, allergies are always a repulsion towards what you do not like, what is no longer welcome in your space, right? So as I can see, there are a lot of people who are talking about food allergies, and I want to share an example here with you. And this is the most common way that people actually develop food allergies. So food, when we're eating food, most of the time, and most of us usually eat with our family members or eat with a group of people, right? And we have all sorts of conversations happening over food. We do not realize sometimes that it leads to a heated argument, it leads to an uncomfortable feedback that you receive, or you experience something as a repetitive conversation. And when you keep getting this repetitive input while you're eating food from the people around you, your mind does not associate it as that the person is doing it, or the food is doing it, or the chair is doing it, or the ambience is doing it. It looks at the overall picture of what is going on. And at that point, what is being ingested is the food. So the direct association for the mind and the body is that the food is giving me trouble, not the person, not the conversation, not my emotions. So whenever I worked with people who have food allergies, trust me, when I do healing, it always goes back to a conversation that was uncomfortable with some person, and that really stuck with them. So the next time you're actually looking at what you're allergic to, especially with regards to food, observe, do you tend to eat that much food with other people? When you're eating food, what kind of conversations do you have? How do you feel in your body? And that will give you a direct understanding of what you're really allergic to. It's not the food, it's actually the person and the emotion that you're feeling, right? And another common allergy that people have, which is with dairy, right? Dairy products, especially with milk per se, directly lactose intolerant, it's a very common allergic reaction that people have. Either leads to vomiting, it leads to diarrhea, but it's a constant sense of discomfort with dairy products. So when you think about dairy products, what do you actually think of? You actually go back to your childhood, or you go back to thinking it's nurturing, it's nourishment. That's the most essential form, or the first form of nourishment you've given to your body. The minute your body starts rejecting dairy, it is basically a sign that you're feeling that you're not getting the right kind of nourishment, and you're rejecting, repelling that nourishment that is coming to you. And that's why your body does not accept it. So, all your allergies have a specific logic and a reasoning behind it. And when you address it holistically, allergies are slightly complicated because there are, a physical reaction that your body is going through, and there is a lot of emotional and mental stuff that is going on in the background which you're not aware of. So I always tell people that do it under the guidance of somebody, because each allergy, each reaction responds differently in your body and it makes you feel very different. Um, so, yeah, at the base of it, every allergy is equal to some form of dislike or some form of inconvenience which you cannot accept and handle. Okay. So, yes, Harshada, does that resonate with when you're dealing with patients and how the medication works with them?
Yes, truly. And to actually testify that, I would want to say that there are certain times you're not allergic from birth. You actually develop over the years. And there are certain times suddenly the allergy disappears. Sometimes people have even seen that I have shifted my cities, I've developed some allergy. I've shifted homes, I've developed allergy. Sometimes married women, they're like, before marriage, I was allergic to XYZ. Now I'm not allergic. Or it happens the reverse as well. So that is again coming back to your environment changes and how your emotions are happening, because when you're shifting, people around you are shifting, your mindset is changing, the emotions around it are also changing. So these are actually cues to what you just said, that things as they're changing, these are actually working together. In fact, I would also say when it comes to solution, right, are actually allopathic medicine is a boom when it comes to a severe allergic reaction, which is like leading you into shock. You're not able to speak, your circulatory system, digestive system, like that is not working at all. Then you really need support of all the medicines and immunosuppressants. But if you're using immunosuppressants over a period of time, it's actually doing more harm than good, because what they're actually doing is it's telling your body shut up, instead of telling that these allergens are not harmful, they are okay. So it's not teaching your bodies that these allergens are good, they're okay, or they're neutral. It's in fact just telling your body that do not produce antibodies, do not go ahead and fight, which is actually bad, because something when dangerous actually happens, your body needs to fight, but it's not able to fight. So especially when it's chronic allergy, what I would advise is go for a more holistic and integrated approach. That's very important. And like Manali already said, that you cannot do it by yourself. For this particular thing, you need support, and you need to be constantly monitored mentally, emotionally, and physically as well, which can only be done under guidance. And how you have to go about it in simple ways is, firstly, you avoid what you're allergic to. If you're able to already identify, I would want to see in comments how many of you actually know what you're allergic to. Please put it down in the comments that what all are you allergic to, because that's the first step. You start avoiding that first. As you avoid that, you're giving time to your body and your emotions to heal from it, to repair. And that's where you begin your both repair and healing journey. Physically, you're giving yourself more supplements, you're giving time out so the inflammation, everything settles down, your body is coming back to normalcy. Emotionally, you're getting in touch with how you can go ahead and express emotions. Manali will highlight it further as we go, that how you can heal. And as we're healing that, then under the guidance, you start reintroducing back that allergen in a very small quantity, especially when it comes to food, very minor quantity. When it's coming to dust and seasonal changes, over a period of time you're exposing to that. So that's where you go ahead and start reintroducing them, and then you will realize that how the intensity is actually reducing, your symptoms and all are actually going ahead and reducing. So that's how you go ahead and really work on it from a concept wise. But to actually do it, you definitely need support. So I can see a lot of people allergic to different things. We have like a variety from food to environment. We'll go ahead further into it. Manali, over to you. Let's first complete from a healer's perspective. How should they actually go ahead and eradicate allergy?
Yes. So, first things first, please note most people are told that once you're allergic to something, you can never get rid of it. That's not the truth. Okay. Like, for example, I randomly became allergic to black pepper at the age of, I think, 25 or 26. And before that, I used to have black pepper in everything. That was like staple part of my diet. And I suddenly became allergic to it. The more I recognized my emotional patterns and the more I took it in bits and pieces, I did not force it down, but I took it in bits and pieces. I realized where my patterns were, and then I worked on them. I changed them, and I'm back to eating my black pepper in everything that I enjoy. right? So please be mindful that until and unless there is something that you have from birth, okay, which is specific to the body construction and how your body type is, then any other allergy can be resolved. Okay, it's all about your emotions. Now, the key emotions to remember when you're experiencing allergies is one, a strong sense of dislike. Okay, you don't like something, there is a strong sense of rejecting things in your life, right? Two, there is a lot of anxiety that you're experiencing in life. Anxiety comes from a space of not knowing what's going to happen next. It's a sense of uncertainty. People who are anxious like that certainty to be there. When things are uncertain, they don't know how things are going to turn out or how the future is going to be. That's when they become anxious, the panic sets in, all of that happens. Okay, so the second emotion is anxiety. The third emotion is self rejection. Okay, when you're not being connected with yourself, you are trying to reject aspects of yourself, of your personality. You don't want to accept that this is your current reality and how you want to change it. So there is a sense of denial, and that's when it happens. So if you have recognized these three emotions and you're allergic to something, put it in the chat, put those three emotions down and put the one which resonates with you the most. These are the three most common reasons why people experience allergies. Okay. And I want to actually take up some of the allergies so that we can discuss them further. What do you say, Harshita? Okay.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes, let's do that. So I see another common one where people are talking about difference in temperature, right? They are an automatic weather forecast going on. They don't need to turn on the news or don't need to go on to like AccuWeather or a Google Weather app to check like the weather's going to change, right? So for those of you who have so-called intuition or your body is reacting when the weather is about to change, okay, that usually comes from a space that you're feeling very sensitive and a rejection from the environment that you're living in. There is a sense of dislike for that current space and environment that you're living in. So your sensitivity, vulnerability increases so much that your body automatically reacts even before somebody else says, hey, it's going to rain, or hey, it's going to be a super hot day. Okay, so realize that it's coming from a space of rejection. Then let's look at another one which I see commonly is, just one moment,
While you're seeing that,
someone.
let me add to it from a physical perspective as well. Whenever climate is changing, right, your body also needs some time to adapt to that change. Your body behaves slightly differently when it's hot. When the climate is changing to rainy, your body behaves slightly differently. So internally, when changes are going on, and you're not supporting through food, supplements, and right kind of nutrition, your immunity, then those reactions are actually evident. Otherwise, the reaction will not happen so much.
Correct. So I see one person who's been able to identify the emotion as uncertainty. I want all of you to be able to identify the emotion that you're experiencing. Is it a sense of dislike, discomfort? Is it uncertainty? Or is it that a part of you is being rejected? You're not able to accept the person that you are currently. Please definitely make a note of it. By making a note of it, I can guarantee you that there will be a difference in your allergy reactions in the near future by itself. Right? The first step is always awareness and acknowledgement.
I was
So
about to
please
just say
put
that
that.
line.
So definitely put that in. Okay. So I see another one where people are allergic to certain kinds of smells. Okay, this is also very interesting one. When people are allergic to certain kinds of smells, uh Harshit, apparently we are echoing. Can you put yourself on mute?
Yep.
Right. So let's look at smells. When we look at smells and people are allergic to certain kinds of fragrances, strong fragrances, it's usually that fragrance is a reminder of a very particular experience, especially in your childhood. Okay. And that childhood experience would be from about the age of 0 to 6. Usually, that's the pattern. Okay. So, because of that association with that experience, and your body and mind does not want you to go back to that space because it felt unsafe, it felt sort of threatened, it did not feel comfortable, an automatic dislike gets connected with that particular smell and that experience. So you tend to reject those smells. So think about, when was the last time you smelled whatever that was in your childhood, or where was it used? Okay. And you will find your answer, or why there is such a reaction to it. Okay. So Harshita, do you want to specify, like, on a daily basis, what they can do to kind of boost their systems up, so that they have like a strategic process that they can do on a daily, regular basis, that will help them?
Definitely. First thing would be your water intake. Make sure that you are having adequate amount of water. Especially this is one point that I'll go ahead and add. Then when the climate is something like so hot outside or it's extremely winter and dry, you're having more than the usual because your body is losing out on a lot of water. So make sure your water intake is right, because when water is right, all the toxins, foreign allergies, they can actually be removed from the body. It can be eliminated very easily. So that's first step which needs to be done on a daily basis. Second are certain supplements. Certain supplements you take it either in the form of your diet, but if you're not getting it adequately in diet, which usually happens these days because we're not having a complete diet, or our diet and food is very much adulterated, processed, packaged, you then go ahead with taking supplements. So first would be vitamin C. You can get that from like lemon, amla, which is the Indian gooseberry, from oranges, to actually having a vitamin C tablet. This is something which is available over the counter as well. You can go ahead and take that. 1 to 2 tablets per day is completely fine. That would be something else. Other two supplements would be B12 and D, because this is usually very low, especially in our age and our generation, where even though we have so much exposure to sunlight, but vitamin D is constantly low, and B12 is low, especially in vegetarians. So having supplements of these are also important. So you can always get a blood test done to know what your levels are, and then the supplements can be decided if it needs to be in medicine form or tablets form. But also make sure you're taking, if we go it on a daily basis, make sure you're exposing yourself to early morning sunlight. That would be a good way to get your everyday dose of vitamin D. Having like, if you're a non-vegetarian, having egg, red meat, fish. If you're a vegetarian, then having basically curd, fermented food, green leafy vegetable, they can give you vitamin D. So adding these in your diet, that will be very much supportive. Lastly, I would actually come back to having wholesome food. Make sure your plate is actually colorful, is balanced with proteins, with carbs, with your fats, with lot of other like salads, which is different colors. All of this balanced together will make sure that your immunity is good and your body has everything it needs to recover and repair. So these are small things which you can do it in daily basis. I still saw a question.
People are sharing, like, what are they more allergic to? They're realizing actually their body's reactions more and more as the conversation is going ahead, which is great. All right. So let's look at it from a solution point, when we're looking at it from the emotional and mental perspective, right? The first step, clap, clap, clap. You're already doing it by recognizing and acknowledging what's going on, right? That's the very first step. The second step with this is something that I'm going to be very mindful of, by saying, reach out to an expert or a specialist. If you have somebody who can handle the physical, emotional, and mental together, great. We expertise in it. But if you want to reach out to somebody else, also you can. But otherwise, if you want to keep it separate, please make sure that you go through your health checkup, so you know your eosinophil count, the SR count, everything that Harshita has mentioned, and then reach out to a physician. So, from the biological perspective, physically, whatever needs to be addressed, as she said, you address it, and simultaneously work on the emotional and mental perspective. Don't do one after the other, do both together. and you will see a shift within 3 months. All the people that we've had as clients who work with us for allergies, it's usually 3 months and they're sorted. And even after the 3 months, if the allergic reaction comes back, it's usually at a very minute level. And even if that minute level is there, we automatically remind them, hey, what is the emotion you are experiencing? Did you this time recognize? Was it the dislike? Was it the uncertainty, the anxiety? Was it the rejection? What is it that you're feeling? So they themselves are feeling more equipped to address it again. All right. So that's the second thing. Reach out. Definitely reach out. Work on it. It is solvable. So please make it a point to heal yourself so that you feel better, because this body of yours is a temple. It is not here to make you feel bad. It's not here to limit you. It's not here to make you feel hesitant about life. It's here for you to experience everything fully. So do that. Third, which I give a lot of importance to, is if you're somebody who's coming from a space of rejection or anxiety, then start journaling, penning your thoughts down, your emotions, more than your thoughts, your emotions on a regular basis will give it a space to release, will give it a space to vent. And when you're not holding on to those emotions for too long, automatically there is not going to be a severe reaction that your body is experiencing. It is able to let go and let flow. So the third thing is going to be obviously journaling. The fourth thing that I also tell people is, as I was just saying it in the flow of this conversation, start saying the affirmation, I let go, I let flow. When you start saying, I let go, I let flow, automatically your body will not take anything personally. It will realize it's just an experience and it will move ahead, right? And the fifth one is what I like to call as the Rani Pink Light meditation, which is something that we're going to do together right now so that you can feel a sense of comfort and relaxation in your body, and the healing automatically happens. So, in a state of meditation, when we use colors for healing, every color has a specific meaning. And when you channelize that color into your body, into your meditation, it gives you a specific effect. So when you want to calm your body, relax it, bring it back to its original homeostasis, its original sense of comfort and balance, Rani Pink is the color to go. And that's exactly what we're going to do together now for a minute. So quickly, just sit back, make sure you have a proper back rest. Roll your shoulders back, keep your back straight. Your spine is always supporting you, so keep it straight. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Just observe how easily and naturally your breath is going in and out. With every single breath, recognize you're in a flowing state. And with every single breath, just relax and exhale out any stress, any worries, any thoughts that might have gotten triggered from this conversation as well. And as you continue to focus on your breath, listen to the sounds that you can in the background. Recognize and bring your awareness to those sounds. Bring your focus back onto my voice and onto your breath. And I want you to imagine, visualize, or feel a beautiful, vibrant, deep pink as a light, as a flowing light entering you from the top of your head. And as this beautiful Rani pink, deep pink light enters your head, you automatically feel a sense of soothing, a sense of calm. Allow this pink to go through your entire face. It soothes and calms your eyes. It soothes and calms your nose. It's automatically relaxing your cheeks and your jaw muscles. Your jaw becomes lax and loose. The Rani pink is going through your ears. It's gently enveloping itself, wrapping itself deeply in your throat. The Rani pink is gently flowing through your shoulders, relaxing your shoulders, letting them loose. The Rani pink is going through your arms, your hands, and your fingers. The Rani pink goes further into your chest, your lungs. And as it spreads through your lungs, you find you're able to breathe more deeply. Your breath just goes in more easily, more deeper. The Rani pink light is flowing further into your abdomen, soothing you, calming you, making it comfortable. And just like flowing water, it goes down into your hips and it flows freely through your thighs, your knees, your ankles, and into your toes. And now feel that this Rani pink light is flowing like a waterfall from the top of your head till your toes absolutely freely. Take a deep breath and let these energies settle. And mentally tell yourself, I am love. My body is love. And my body is my soul's temple. This temple is something that I take care of, I nourish, and I flourish with it. So I love this body wholly and completely. Take a deep breath with a soft smile on your face, feeling good, feeling relaxed, feeling a sense of ease. Open your eyes whenever you're ready. So, how was that? Harshita, would you like to share?
It was a very like pink experience, and I could actually feel when you were saying that relax, it's passing through the my nose and my throat, calming down. I actually felt like coughing in between, but the moment the light passed through it, it settled down. It was just like let go, let flow. That is how it was happening.
That's
How did I?
wonderful. How about everybody else? Do share in the chat. How did you feel with this experience? And would you like to go through such an experience more often? Do you want us to put up a separate, just a clipping of this so that you can keep coming back to it and also going through it so you can start releasing those allergies slowly and steadily?
Guys, we believe in ask and you shall receive. So ask what you want. And somebody who's new here, I would definitely recommend and do go ahead and see the first three episodes. This is our fourth episode. The first three are in different topics from skin, digestive system, and fitness. So do go ahead and check those out as well. Peaceful, a clip of meditation, definitely they want.
Great. On that note, we're open to any questions, anything specific that you're looking for that you want us to answer. Please type them out in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for taking time out on this Monday evening, joining us and getting more and more empowered to have a better life and a better health. If you really like this, please like the video as well. Please do share it out because we do want to make this world a better place. We want it to be a healthy world, more healthy interactions. So we would like it if you also share this video with a lot of other people who can benefit from the same. And while we're doing that, we're also waiting. If you have any comments or questions for us, we're here to answer them for you. And while we're waiting for it, we are going to take that feedback in. So we will create that clipping for you guys so you can go through this on a more regular basis so you can feel that sense of calm and balance in your body. Okay, so we have something about buttermilk. So buttermilk is also a form of dairy, right? It's not entirely dairy because there is water as well in it. But it will be connected back to the thoughts of feeling nourishment in your life. When you're not feeling nourished, that's when you experience such a reaction to the smell itself. It might be when you were extremely young, maybe at the age of like three or something, or two, 2.5, 3, when you've had it. And that's why you probably do not have the actual recognition of the memory of buttermilk as your first experience. But if you go through a healing of it, you will be able to resolve it. That's if you want to resolve it and enjoy having buttermilk, because buttermilk is something which is heaven, especially in the summer. It is one of the best things to have. So if you do want to resolve it, you can tap into it and work on it, and it will get healed. But it will be a very early experience for you, Bhavani, which should make more sense. So even if you couldn't have it as a baby, there will be an actual dairy association first, and then the buttermilk association. So that is why it would require a specific kind of healing to be done, so that you are able to work on it. Okay. But if you really want to tap into it, pause and think about your overall childhood. Did you need that sense of certainty at all times, or was it more anxious? You don't know what's going to happen next at home, or was there a sense of dislike? Were there too many changes happening in the family, or there were constantly people coming in and going out, so that kind of change, so there can be a dislike? What kind of dislike, or what was the family environment at that age? And whether you were encouraged to accept yourself, or were you constantly reprimanded, do this, do that, this is wrong, this is right. That's the way we actually start rejecting ourselves. So pause and recollect your childhood, which will give you the specific emotion also better. And definitely do check your blood reports as well, whether you're actually allergic or is it completely just psychological.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, she's
sometimes
already
we
mentioned.
assume our allergies because we just fed so much data, so much information, and we would have had like one-off experience, and then we assume. So it's very important that you get it checked first. Like we established it earlier, that awareness is where your first step is. So be aware, do not assume and do not ignore. Both of them are incorrect.
Great. I think she's got her answer, so I'm glad. So I hope that gives you a sense of direction, Bhavini, on what you need to do and how you can work on it. Work on it. Like I said, you can start with the journaling method, recognizing the emotions and the affirmation. That itself will create some sense of release. And then, if you really want to fully work on it with a specific experience and that specific allergy, reach out and go through a healing for it. It will definitely benefit you. So I think on that note, we're good. I'm glad. Thank you all for joining in. We will be coming up with more such Dr. Meets Healer on different aspects of our health and how we can address it. So please stay tuned. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you get automatically notified. And we shall see you soon. Take care and be healthy, be happy. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week ahead as well.
Bye bye. Take care, everybody. Do share this video with more people and do subscribe to our channel so you're always notified about what our next episode is about and next video is about. Thank you.